welcome back to Movie Review Mom. If you've noticed that I've been wearing this outfit a lot in the last few reviews, it's because I've been in and out of town 3 times in the last 3 weeks, and I'm trying to get a whole bunch done before I leave again tomorrow, just for some short, quick trips. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me here. I love movies, and you do too, which is probably why you're here. So I really appreciate your support. Be sure and subscribe if you haven't done that. And if you ring that little bell or click on it, it's a notification that'll let you know every time I upload new movie reviews or trailer reactions or documentary analyses, which I try to do every single day. All right, so the movie I'm reviewing today is called The Contractor. This Chris Pine thriller is currently in theaters and can also now be streamed. It's rated R and is an hour and 43 minutes. So in a nutshell, Chris Pine stars in the action thriller as a Special Forces Sergeant James Harper, who is involuntarily discharged from the Army and cut off from his pension. In debt, out of options, and desperate to provide for his family, Harper contracts with a private underground ex-military force. When the very first assignment goes awry, the elite soldier finds himself hunted and on the run, caught in a dangerous conspiracy and fighting to stay alive long enough to get home and uncover the true motives of those who betrayed him. So, did that smell like a Jason Bourne movie? Yeah, some people are calling this like the low budget version of Jason Bourne. I'll give you my overview of things I liked and didn't like. But before I get into the details, I did enjoy this movie. The things that I like start off with Chris Pine. I adore him. And so the movie poster had me at Chris Pine and the American flag. So I knew I was going to watch it. He and Ben Foster, who also heavily star in the movie, have really good chemistry together, and I really enjoyed both performances. Actually, I thought the entire cast was really great. I was a huge fan of the popular TV show 24 with Kiefer Sutherland from the very beginning, and so it's always really good to see him too. The music that we hear in his character's ranch in the movie and some of the scenes is actually his own music from his real life country music band. So that's super cool. Filming was done in Bucharest in 2019, and then some other stateside stuff. The film is overall kind of understated, without huge action sequences and big explosions and car chases that we often see in Jason Bourne movies. And in that comparison, it's understated. But don't get me wrong, there are some shootout scenes and some running around and that kind of stuff too. If you like Jason Bourne movies, I think that you're going to enjoy this one, knowing full well it's not as good as Jason Bourne, but it was still entertaining, I thought. And maybe the reason is because I have loved ones in the military. And so the plight of the unappreciated ex-military soldier kind of hit home, and all of the sacrifices that they make for our country and our fellow men. So I was very curious to see what this movie was going to do and how it was going to present, retired or ex-military soldiers. So there were just a few things that I didn't like or thought could have been done better. First of all, there are way too many other movies that have the same movie title, The Contractor. So, I mean, they could have even called it The Contract, even though that's also been taken. Surely they could have come up with some other names. Critics gave this film a very low 46% on Rotten Tomatoes last time I looked, while audiences enjoyed it at a 72%. Now, that's not, the best movie ever on Rotten Tomatoes, but it shows that there are people that really did enjoy it too. Now, there are some flashback scenes that might not make sense to the viewer until the end of the movie. That's not like they're complicated, but in the beginning, you're like, wait, is this present day or is this in the past? There's no title card or screen card that tells you as the timeline changes. It's somewhat of a slow burn, especially in the first 20, 30 minutes. Then some action happens, then it gets slow again. And so just know that it's kind of a slow burn. It is also very predictable because we've seen this type of story before. Even still, I enjoyed it. One thing that drives me nuts is when you are watching these elite killers or soldiers, they have been trained, they've got skills, whether they're assassins or military, and then there's a shootout. And so, these trained killers just keep missing their shot. You know what I mean? That just drives me nuts. Like, you've got machine guns, surely one of them is going to hit somebody and they just miss. And so the people get away, So I just kind of roll my eyes. Ultimately, there is nothing really that we haven't seen here before in other movies. Even still, I did enjoy it. So let me give you some tips for parents. First of all, I don't think that this is appropriate for kids viewing. You see blood as a child actually gets a tattoo. There's profanity, including several F-bombs. Some German is spoken without subtitles. You see a naked man from the rear in a men's shower. There's bloody violence, high dead body count, lots of shooting, various weapons, that kind of thing. There are some themes that are illustrated very well in the movie, such as reputation and the importance of a good reputation, legacy, military service, of course, providing for your family and the sacrifices that parents make for their children and men make for their families as the provider of the family often, espionage, guilt, and regret. All right, so I always write down funny lines and interesting lines on my moviereviewmom.com website. I didn't write down any funny lines because this is a pretty much of a serious action thriller. But here's an interesting line I'll share with you, and that is spoken by Virgil, who is played by Eddie Marsan. And he says, "It's much easier to kill, but it's harder to survive." Overall, I enjoyed the movie, even though I recognize there are quite a few flaws. It's a new director working on this project. And so my overall movie review mom grade is a B-. Now, I thought of two movies instantly as I was watching this movie, because those who are in the military or in the action are retired military working often for private contractors, and they were at the elite level as special forces, Green Berets, Army Rangers, that kind of thing. I just thought if you haven't seen these movies, you absolutely should, because they showcase the very high level expertise and skills that these special forces type of soldiers have. The first one is 12 Strong, based on a true story, and some really great action and acting. And then the next one is Black Hawk Down. I've seen that multiple times. It is very powerful. So if you haven't seen that one, definitely check that one out. All right, that's it for my movie review. I hope that if you watch this movie that you do enjoy it, see the good, relax, don't overthink it too much. Don't get all crazy if things aren't exactly accurate, in case you served in the military. And if you did serve in the military, thank you so much for your service. I truly appreciate it, and the service and sacrifice that your family members have made as well. All right, have a fantastic day, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye for now.